Let's talk about something a lot of men don't want to admit, but absolutely need to hear. What does it really look like when a woman doesn't value you? Because too many guys are out here chasing a fantasy while ignoring the reality of how they're actually being treated. Welcome back to the channel, fellas. If you've ever felt like you're doing too much and getting too little in return, this video is for you. We're diving deep into the 5 behaviors that reveal when a woman doesn't actually value you. And no, we're not talking about whether she texts you good morning or buys you birthday gifts. We're talking about the deeper signs that show she doesn't truly respect you, admire you, or see your worth. This is going to challenge a lot of what you've been told. Because society has sold men the lie that if a woman is around, that's enough. That her presence equals interest. That as long as she hasn't left, she still cares. Wrong. Some women will stay in your life for convenience, attention, or ego boosts. Not because they actually value you, but because they value what you give them. There's a difference. And if you can't recognize the difference, you'll keep investing in women who are emotionally unavailable, disrespectful, and flat out dismissive of your value as a man. This video is not about hate, it's about clarity, about power, about waking up and seeing things as they really are. So buckle up. I'm going to break down 5 specific behaviors that a woman will show you when she no longer, or never did, value you. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Let's get into it. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. 1. She talks to you like you're a child. When a woman doesn't value you, the first place it shows is in how she speaks to you. Not just what she says, but how she says it. The tone, the sarcasm, the way she delivers her words, it all carries a message. I don't respect you. She'll use a condescending tone, like you're too dumb to get it. She'll explain basic things to you as if you're a slow student in her classroom. She might even correct you in front of people, not to help you, but to show she's smarter, more capable, more dominant. And worst of all, she'll often do it with a smirk, like she's enjoying it. A woman who values you won't speak down to you. Even if you mess up, she'll address it with maturity and respect. But a woman who's lost respect for you, she'll talk to you like you're an inconvenience. Like you should feel lucky she's even still talking to you. Sometimes the disrespect is subtle. She might say things like, "You just don't get it, do you?" Wow, it's not that hard. Let me explain it in a way even you can understand. It sounds like teasing, but it cuts deep. And if you bring it up, she'll say you're overreacting. That's part of the manipulation. She flips it on you. Now, you're the sensitive one for having standards. Here's the harsh truth. If a woman is comfortable talking to you like this, it means she doesn't see you as a man who demands respect. You've lost frame, and she knows it. Let me give you a real-world situation. Imagine you're out with your girl and some friends. Someone brings up a topic you're not familiar with. Let's say crypto. You ask a basic question. Instead of answering it respectfully, she laughs and says, "Oh babe, you're so clueless. Don't worry, I'll teach you later." Then she turns to the group and says, "He's not really a numbers guy." Now you're the butt of the joke. She didn't support you, she embarrassed you. That's not love, that's ego. This is how a woman shows she doesn't value your intelligence, your masculinity, or your presence. She'd never speak to a man she truly respects that way, especially not in public. Men, pay attention to how she talks to you when she's annoyed. Pay attention to how she corrects you. Is it gentle, or is it demeaning? Because disrespect isn't always loud. It's often hidden in little jabs that chip away at your self-worth over time. The moment you let it slide, you're teaching her that she can talk to you that way. And once she knows she can get away with it, she will. 2. She flirts with other men in front of you. There's a certain kind of disrespect that doesn't need to be shouted. It's done with a glance, a laugh, a little extra attention given to the wrong person at the wrong time. When a woman doesn't value you, one of the most obvious yet painful signs is when she flirts with other men right in front of your face and pretends like it's nothing. You can feel it instantly. The energy changes. You're out together, maybe at a bar or just with friends, and suddenly she lights up around another guy in a way you haven't seen in a while. She becomes playful, smiles a little too much, maybe even touches his arm while talking. You're standing right there, but she's acting like you're invisible. That's not an accident. It's a message. This behavior is never random. A woman who values you will naturally want to show you off, protect your reputation, and avoid anything that would make you question her loyalty. But when she doesn't respect you, she has no problem letting another man feel like he's more interesting, more powerful, or more desirable than you. And she knows exactly what she's doing. The worst part is, when you call it out, she flips it. You're insecure. You're too controlling. Suddenly, she's the victim and you're the jealous boyfriend. But deep down, you know what you saw. You know what you felt. And it wasn't your imagination. What she's doing is testing you. She's seeing how much you'll tolerate. She's watching whether you'll let her entertain other men while still keeping your full attention and emotional investment. If you let it slide once, it sets a tone for the whole relationship. What makes this so damaging isn't just the act, it's the message behind it. It tells you, you're not enough to keep my focus. It tells you she craves attention more than she values your presence. It tells you she doesn't think you'll walk away, even if she disrespects you to your face. And the truth is, a lot of men don't walk away. They rationalize it. They tell themselves she's just friendly, that she's naturally flirty, that she doesn't mean anything by it. But the truth is, women know exactly how far they're going. They know what line they're crossing. And they only do it when they believe you won't do anything about it. That's why recognizing this behavior matters, because it's not just about her, it's about you. What are you willing to accept? What kind of man do you present yourself as when someone shows you that kind of blatant disregard? You can't teach someone to value you. That has to come from how you carry yourself, what you allow, and where you draw the line. A woman who truly sees your worth will never play games that make you feel second place while you're standing right beside her. 3. She only comes around when she needs something. You ever notice how some women only seem to show up when they want something? When they're bored, lonely, stressed, or going through a rough patch, suddenly they remember you exist. And in that moment, they're sweet, interested, affectionate. But the minute they get what they want, your attention, your comfort, your help, they're gone again just as fast. That's not affection, that's convenience. When a woman doesn't value you, she won't show up for you. She shows up for what you give her. And most men don't catch it at first because it doesn't always look obvious. She's not walking in asking for money or favors. Sometimes it's more subtle than that. She just wants to feel wanted. She needs a little ego boost. She wants someone to listen while she vents. And because you care, you offer it. But if you pay close attention, you'll see a pattern. She only really engages when it serves her. When you're the one who needs something, some understanding, some presence, some emotional connection, she's suddenly busy, distracted, or cold. Her energy isn't consistent. Her interest has conditions, and her affection disappears the second your usefulness ends. That's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of men, because we like to believe that our time, our presence, our care, it means something. But the truth is, to the wrong woman, it doesn't. To the wrong woman, it's just something she can tap into when life isn't going her way. You start to feel like a backup plan, like you're just sitting on the bench, waiting for her to remember that you're there. And you can sense it. You can feel that you're not a priority, you're just a resource. A place she returns to for comfort, but never invests in. That's what happens when a woman doesn't see your value. She doesn't see you as a man worth giving to, only a man worth taking from. And as long as you keep giving, she won't stop. Not because she's evil, not because she's a villain, but because you haven't shown her that you require more. You've made it too easy. too available, too unconditional. And it's frustrating because you start to question your own worth. You start wondering if maybe you're just not interesting enough, or strong enough, or whatever. But the issue isn't you, it's that she never respected what you brought to the table in the first place. She just liked having access to it. If a woman only shows up when it benefits her, that's not a connection, that's a transaction. And the longer you stay in that dynamic, the more drained, confused, and undervalued you'll feel. Not because she changed, but because you allowed the imbalance to keep happening. The truth is, if someone only remembers you when they need something, they never really saw you at all. 4. She publicly disrespects you and laughs it off. There's a certain kind of disrespect that doesn't come from yelling or fighting. It comes dressed in humor. It comes wrapped in sarcasm. It happens when she makes you the punchline in front of others, family, friends, even strangers, and then brushes it off like it's no big deal. And at first, it might not even register. Maybe you laugh along, maybe you let it slide, but deep down, you feel something shift. Because what's happening in those moments isn't harmless. It's not just teasing. It's exposure. It's a signal to everyone watching that she doesn't take you seriously. And neither should they. You can feel it when she cuts you off mid-sentence and makes fun of what you were saying. You can feel it when she rolls her eyes at your opinions or talks over you to prove a point. And when people laugh, she laughs the loudest, because it's all a game to her. It's not just about what she says, it's about the message. I can diminish him, and he won't do anything about it. A woman who values you will protect your image, even when she's annoyed. She might challenge you in private, she might disagree, but she won't throw you under the bus for laughs or social points. When a woman crosses that line in public, it means she no longer sees your dignity as something worth guarding. And here's where it gets tricky. The moment you bring it up, it's turned into a joke. You're told you're too sensitive, that you can't take a joke, that you're overreacting. But you know the difference. You know when something's playful versus when it's pointed. And that feeling, that sting, it's not accidental. It's there because something's off. What makes this so dangerous is that it chips away at you over time. One moment here, one comment there. And before you know it, you've been trained to tolerate being belittled. You start second-guessing your own reactions. You start minimizing your own discomfort just to keep the peace. But the truth is, this kind of public disrespect is a massive red flag. It shows that she's more concerned with being funny or superior than being loyal and supportive. And once that becomes part of the relationship dynamic, it's incredibly hard to undo. Because now people see it as normal. They think you're okay with it. They think you're the guy who gets laughed at, not the man who's respected. And that perception will follow you, not just from her, but from the world around you. You can't build anything strong or lasting with someone who's comfortable mocking you in front of others. Love doesn't humiliate. Respect doesn't put you down for laughs. And a woman who truly values you will never make your dignity the price of her entertainment. 5. She constantly compares you to other men. Nothing makes a man feel smaller than hearing the woman he cares about talk about other men like they're better. It's one of the most silent forms of emotional disrespect. And when it happens consistently, it's not just a red flag, it's a sign she doesn't truly appreciate who you are. When a woman constantly brings up what other men are doing, how they look, how successful they are, or how they treat their women, it creates a toxic atmosphere. She might not be yelling or calling you names, but what she's doing is quietly killing your confidence. It doesn't matter whether she's talking about a celebrity, her ex, or even your friends. What matters is the pattern. She's always pointing out where you fall short, but never where you shine. That's not love. That's pressure. And it creates an unspoken message. You're not good enough as you are. You need to be more like him. You start questioning yourself. You start thinking maybe you do need to talk like that guy, dress like that guy, hustle like that guy. Before long, you're trying to become someone else just to earn her approval. But the thing is, real connection isn't built on comparison. It's built on acceptance, respect, and admiration for who you already are. When a woman values you, she'll see the strength in your path, even if it doesn't look like someone else's. She won't need to hold up other men to motivate you. She'll inspire you by believing in you. Let's say you're working on building your business and things are tight. Money's not flowing the way you want it to yet. Instead of supporting the grind, she says something like, "You know, my friend's boyfriend just got promoted again. He always provides for her. Must be nice." She says it casually, like it's just a passing comment. But inside, it hits you like a punch to the chest. Not because you're jealous of him, but because she's not even trying to hide her disappointment in you. That kind of comparison doesn't push a man, it breaks him. And it creates this invisible scoreboard where you're always one step behind in her eyes. A woman who constantly compares you to others is not focused on building something with you. She's still chasing the fantasy of someone else. And the more you try to measure up to her idea of what a better man looks like, the more you'll lose yourself. You can't win that game, because it's not about improvement. It's about control. When you're with a woman who truly values you, she may challenge you to grow, but she'll never compare you to another man to do it. She'll speak life into your journey, not make you feel like someone else is living the life you're supposed to be giving her. 6. She stops caring about your time or effort. There's a certain moment in every man's experience where he starts to notice that the energy he's putting in isn't being matched. He plans the dates, reaches out first, checks in on her day, makes time, even when life is hectic. But she doesn't seem to notice anymore. Worse, she doesn't seem to care. That shift is painful. It's like hitting a wall. One day, everything felt mutual. Calls were returned. Effort was recognized. Then slowly, her replies get shorter, her availability fades, and your time starts to feel like a burden rather than a gift. It's not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's just silence. A subtle lack of appreciation that grows over time. And it doesn't matter how busy she is. When someone values you, they make time. They respond with warmth, with presence. They acknowledge the things you do, even the small ones. But when a woman no longer values you, it's like your energy goes into a black hole. No reaction, no gratitude, just expectation. What hurts more than anything is that you don't stop trying because you still care. You hold on to the hope that if you keep showing up, maybe she'll see it, maybe she'll go back to how she was before. But deep down, you already feel the imbalance. You know something's off. You just don't want to admit it. This kind of neglect chips away at your masculinity. You begin to question your own worth. You wonder if maybe you're asking for too much, when all you really wanted was basic consideration. A woman doesn't have to go above and beyond to make a man feel seen. She just has to acknowledge his effort. But when she stops doing even that, it's a sign she doesn't take you seriously anymore. And here's the truth most men ignore. When a woman truly values your time, she treats it with respect. She doesn't leave you hanging. She doesn't act like your effort is disposable. She doesn't show up late with no explanation or cancel on you without a second thought. Not because she's perfect, but because she cares. And care always shows up in how someone treats your effort. It's not about being obsessed with schedules or demanding her constant attention. It's about mutual respect. If you're showing up consistently and she's acting like it's nothing, that's all you need to know. She may still be in the relationship, but emotionally, she's already checked out. And once that happens, no amount of extra effort on your end is going to fix it. Because love doesn't grow through overcompensation. It grows through balance, through recognition, through shared effort. The moment that stops, you stop being a partner, and you start becoming an option. 7. She makes you feel lucky to have her. One of the most overlooked signs that a woman doesn't value you is when the entire relationship starts to revolve around her. Her needs, her desires, her standards. And slowly, without even realizing it, you begin to feel like you're the one who's lucky to be there. Like you're the one constantly proving your worth, just hoping to keep her attention. That's backwards. And it's a trap too many men fall into. You start adjusting your behavior just to avoid upsetting her. You downplay your needs so you don't come off as needy. You let things slide, you tolerate the disrespect, and eventually you forget your own value. All because you've been made to believe that she's some prize you're barely good enough to win. But ask yourself this: Who made you believe that? Was it her, or was it you? Here's the harsh truth a lot of men need to hear. Sometimes the reason a woman doesn't value you is because you stopped valuing yourself first. You put her on a pedestal. You made her the center of everything. You started acting like your life, your happiness, and your confidence depended on her presence. And women feel that. They sense it. And the more they feel it, the less they respect you. Because no woman is going to look up to a man who acts like he's beneath her. No woman is going to cherish a man who treats her like a queen while forgetting to carry himself like a king. If she makes you feel like you're the one constantly trying to keep up, constantly proving your worth, then it's time to step back and ask yourself why. Why do you feel the need to convince her that you're enough? Why are you acting like she's a rare prize while forgetting that you bring just as much to the table? This isn't about arrogance, it's about balance. A woman should be adding to your life, not becoming the whole point of it. When she knows you see your own worth, she'll either rise to meet you or she'll fall off because she knows she can't play that game anymore. Men, wake up. You're not meant to chase validation. You're meant to lead with presence, with strength, with self-respect. If a woman doesn't value that, the issue isn't that you're not good enough. It's that she doesn't know how to recognize a man who doesn't need to beg for attention. So if you're in a situation where you constantly feel lucky just to have her, ask yourself what message you're sending. Because a woman who truly values you will never let you forget your worth. She'll remind you of it, and she'll respect you for owning it. Here's the truth that most people are too scared to say. A woman who doesn't value you will still keep you around, as long as you don't value yourself either. That's the uncomfortable reality a lot of men are living in right now. They're in relationships not built on love or respect, but on convenience, ego, and silence. This video wasn't just meant to call out these behaviors, it was meant to wake you up. Because once you see these signs for what they are, you can't keep pretending. You can't keep acting like this is just how women are. No. This is about what you're allowing, what you're accepting, and what it's doing to your sense of self. And if any of this hit home, if you saw yourself in any of these sections, I want to hear from you. Drop your story in the comments. Tell me what you've been through. Tell me what you're dealing with right now. I read every single one, and I respond, because this channel isn't just content, it's a community. You're not alone in this. You deserve respect. You deserve peace. And you deserve a woman who sees you, not one who keeps you in the background of her own drama. So let's stop pretending that disrespect is love. Let's stop acting like attention is the same as value. It's time to raise your standards, or get used to being used. Alright, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.